Sandpoint, Idaho looks like a postcard. Lake Ponderay, Schweitzer Mountain, perfect little downtown. But in today's video, I'm gonna tell you the dirty truth about Sandpoint, Idaho. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the notifications bell so you can stay up to date on all of our latest content. Our real estate team gets calls, texts, and emails every single day from people like you trying to learn more about North Idaho. So if you guys are thinking about making that move right now or 12 months from now, give us a call, text, email. Let's get that conversation started. All right, Sandpoint is not an undiscovered little lake town anymore, people. Population is sitting about 10,000 in the city of Sandpoint, and obviously it grows once you get outside of that. It's in Bonner County, Idaho, and just for reference, we're about 60 miles south of the Canada border, so we're pretty darn far north. You're about 45 minutes to an hour to drive time to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is the biggest city in the Panhandle, and then drive time to Spokane International Airport, which is the closest big airport. That's about an hour and a half from Sandpoint, where I'm at right now. All right, dirty truth number one about Sandpoint. It is absolutely beautiful, but it is not cheap. And if you've looked at real estate prices, you know this. So the median home value in Sandpoint is in the mid 600,000s. That's pretty darn expensive. The average income, family income, is in the low 70,000s. So those don't quite match up. This is a town that you are very much paying for the location, the amenities, and I mean, when I say amenities, I mean the outdoor amenities, the lake, Schweitzer Mountain, outdoor recreation. That is being factored into that cost here in Sandpoint. All right, dirty truth number two. Sandpoint is not just a winter wonderland and a summer wonderland. There are other seasons in between, and then they can get a little bit cumbersome for you, especially if you're coming from out of the area. It's June right now, it's beautiful. We're down here at the city beach. I mean, it's like a step back in time. Feels like we're in 1980 right now. It's that kind of beach. It's probably my favorite beach in North Idaho, so definitely check it out if you're in the area. But what people don't factor in, yes, wintertime's amazing here. We've got Schweitzer Mountain. It's those months, January, February, March, maybe a little bit of April, when the weather is cloudy predominantly and the days are very short. It makes sun hard to find, okay? So there's a few months during that period when, yes, you might be at the ski resort, but even then it might be cloudy. You're just not getting a lot of sunshine, and I think that's what eats a lot of people up. So that is a dirty truth. You come here in June, July, August, September, it's beautiful, it's stunning. You're like, this place is amazing. Come back and visit January, February, March, and make sure you get that experience as well, so you have an understanding of what the seasons here actually are like. All right, dirty truth number three, jobs and wages may not match the cost of living here in Sandpoint, Idaho. It's a lot easier if you can bring your wages with you. And I'm talking about remote work. Those people tend to do a lot better coming here because there's not a lot here. You have healthcare, you have hospitality industry, but that's pretty much it, other than, you know, your normal day-to-day jobs, which don't pay as well in Idaho as they do in a lot of other places. So the cost of living is not cheap. The cost of homes are not cheap. That's a big one for a lot of people. Make sure you do your homework. Make sure you have work lined up before you come out here, or at least have a good supply of income on hand that you can feed off of while you're looking for work, because I think a lot of people make that mistake when they come up here thinking jobs will be plentiful, and then they are very hard to find, at least so you can live here comfortably. So have that set up first, have a plan before you make the move, and that will ease that transition quite a bit. But that is definitely a misconception up here and a little bit of a dirty truth. It looks beautiful, but can you afford it? All right, next dirty truth. Healthcare exists, but it is a very small market. I'm standing out here in front of Bonner General, which is a huge asset for a small city like Sandpoint. But if you're looking for specialty care, things like that, you're gonna have to go elsewhere, and that's gonna require a trip down to Coeur d'Alene, at the very least, potentially Spokane Valley. So factor that in, right? It's very nice to have a hospital here and an emergency room. They have flight care as well, but you're looking for really specialized cardiac things, cancer things, you'll get some of that here, but you're really gonna have to go elsewhere. So that is one of the other dirty truths about Sandpoint. All right, here's a big dirty secret nobody likes to talk about. Sandpoint is the least conservative city in all of North Idaho. Yes, that is true. If rainbow flags bug you, you will see them here in businesses. You will see purple hair. You will see all of that. That exists here in Sandpoint more than anywhere else in North Idaho. I personally believe that artsy town and left-leaning policies tend to go hand in hand. Now, it is still predominantly conservative up here as far as voting, as far as the mayor, all of these things, but you're starting to see a little bit more of a slip. So if that bugs you, like if you're coming from somewhere that is lost their mind, like Seattle or anywhere in Washington or California, then maybe you don't want to be anywhere near that, and this might be a turnoff for you. But that is definitely a dirty little secret that people do not talk about, and you may not realize before you move here, because you look at all the other videos and it looks wonderful and freedom loving and American, and it is that. Don't get me wrong, there's a ton of good people that live up here, but I'm just saying you'll see more of the little rainbow flags in windows and those little subtle hints that things are not exactly as they seem. All right, tourism, man, that changes the feel of a town all day long. You come here to visit in the summer and it's amazing, you're one of those tourists, but you don't know how it feels to be on the other side, and it is a very different feeling. Tourism is awesome. It brings all of the restaurants. Sandpoint has like over 40 restaurants. It brings all of that, and the energy and the cool events and the art and all of these things come because of tourism, and it provides money for all of these families, and that's wonderful. But sometimes it doesn't feel that way when you're on the other side and things get super crowded in the summertime or in the wintertime as well. So that is one thing to consider, and it's a little bit of a dirty secret, right? You go visit this place or even Coeur d'Alene and it's mind-blowing and it looks fantastic. Think about living there year-round and think about that burden that it puts on traffic. Just driving around Sandpoint right now, we hit tons of traffic getting through town. It's kind of a pain in the butt, and it doesn't even seem that crowded yet because we're still early in the summer. So just something to consider and a little bit of a dirty secret to think about before you make the move. All right, next dirty truth. Infrastructure is very small town infrastructure. Driving around these roads, they're very tight. Parking lots are tight. They did a decent job downtown of creating enough parking spaces, but traffic is very noticeable. And the big one that gets a lot of people is the main way in and out on Highway 95 is coming across, they call it the Long Bridge because it's a very long bridge. And that, if there's a crash on that, it's just two lanes, one in, one out. If there's a crash on that, it shuts that thing down for hours, sometimes sometimes weather will shut it down. It's a big factor. So I know there are studies out there to replace that eventually, but that is a huge undertaking because that thing is a mile long. That's a big issue for people here, is just understanding that the infrastructure is not adapted for growth at this point. Will it get better? Maybe, maybe not, but that's something to keep in mind. All right, we covered a lot of dirty truths about Sandpoint, Idaho. I hope this video was informative for you guys and uncovered some of the facts of actually what is Sandpoint like. Is it right for you? Maybe, but maybe not. So it's a good thing to consider. If you guys have questions, that's great. Often I think you're left with more questions than answers watching our videos, but shoot us an email, call, text, doesn't matter. Let's get that conversation started. Our real estate team is fantastic. We're growing. Last year we helped 120 families make the move or sell homes here in North Idaho, so we are very experienced. We do a lot of business in Sandpoint and all the way up to Bonners Ferry and of course the Coeur d'Alene region. So give us a call. Let us be a resource for you on this end. If you guys have not subscribed to our Instagram channel, check that out as well. It's hilarious. You'll really enjoy it. And of course, follow us on our podcast as well for in-depth conversations with people who live here. And it's a great way to get information if you guys are thinking about making the move here or if you already live here. Thank you again, and shoot us a call, text, email. Let's get that conversation started.